After the start of the Russian military operations on Ukrainian territory, the Ukrainian Armed Forces and other paramilitary structures of Ukraine received not only many Soviet Mi-8/17 series helicopters, but also modifications of Russian production. In total, the Ukrainians had about 30 units of such rotary-wing machines in service. Therefore, experts became interested in finding out where Kiev got Russian helicopters from. According to Russian near-military publics, not only citizens of this country and Western countries were engaged in the supply of various military and dual-use products, including helicopters, to Ukraine, various shady individuals from among former Russians previously closely associated with the Russian military-industrial complex also tried to make money on this. For example, this was done by Vladimir Bankovich, who in the 2000s collaborated with the Ministry of Defense of Peru on issues of modernization of the fleet of aircraft produced in the Russian Federation. After the start of the Air Defense Forces, he began searching for and selling Mi-8/17 helicopters to Kiev, including those located on Russian territory. In April 2022, Bankovich contacted one of the heads of the American company Go-To Weapons, Richard McCourt, and offered him intermediary services for the purchase of helicopters from Russian companies for subsequent transfer to Ukraine. Despite the fact that Bankovich was involved in several major scandals related to contracts for the modernization of aircraft for the Peruvian Air Force, he did not hesitate to refer to his personal extensive experience of cooperation with companies from the Russian Federation, including Russian Helicopters and Spark, the leading aircraft repair company in Russia, for the overhaul and modernization of Mi-8, Ka-32, Mi-8MTV, Mi-8AMT helicopters and their modifications located in St. Petersburg. After some time, Go-To Weapons received offers to purchase aircraft from the Hungarian Defango and the associated Russian company AR Center. The latter offered the Americans 3 Mi-17 helicopters and directly contacted Bankovich by email. Subsequently, the Polish company UMO, which has repeatedly been involved in arms trade, became the supplier of aircraft to Ukraine. All helicopters purchased through Bankovich were to be transferred to UMO for subsequent modernization and shipment to the Ukrainians. The facts of selling Russian helicopters abroad during the SVO raise questions. All of this is seen as a serious blow to President Vladimir Putin.
Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Russia President Vladimir Putin chatted about how advances in science could prolong the human lifespan in a rare hot mic moment in the Chinese capital. According to Associated Press, the brief exchange was captured on a live news video feed of Xi and Putin on Wednesday as they walked on a red carpet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the head of a large cluster of high-level guests. The group was walking toward the viewing platform for a major Chinese military parade. Xi spoke first, and although only parts of his words could be made out, a translator followed in Russian. Before it said to be very rare to live up to 70, and now it said that you are still a child at 70. Putin, turning toward Xi, gesticulated with pointed fingers as he responded. Kim, on the other side of Xi, turned in to listen to both, breaking into an occasional smile. The Russian president's words were inaudible, but after he spoke, an interpreter can be heard translating what he said into Chinese. In a few decades, as biotechnology continues to develop, human organs will continue to be transplanted and people will become younger and perhaps even achieve immortality, the interpreter said. She appeared to break into a slight smile as the interpreter spoke, turning his head once to look at Putin briefly. The live feed then switched to an overhead view of the viewing platform on historic Tiananmen Gate, but the audio from the walking leaders continued. A voice that sounded like she said, "Some predict that within this century, it may be possible." Then the audio paused briefly. When it came back, someone can be heard saying at much lower volume, may be able to live up to 150 years old. The second phrase follows naturally from the first one in Chinese, but it's not clear whether the second one is also she or someone else. A translator then said in Russian, "There are forecasts that in this world a person will live up to 100. The feed was provided by the Parade Media Center to international news agencies including the Associated Press. She presided over a parade that marked the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Fighter jets, missiles and other military hardware were a display of strength intended in part to show the progress the country has made under Communist Party rule. The thorough cleaning may be related to attempts to prevent the collection of the North Korean leader's DNA. A Kremlin pool reporter captured unusual details after a meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, which took place after a military parade in China. On his Telegram channel, the journalist published a video in which, presumably, Kim's staff thoroughly cleaned the room where the negotiations, which lasted about 2 hours, took place. They took away the glass he was drinking from, wiped down the upholstery of the chair and the parts of the furniture that the Korean leader had touched, Yunishev wrote, adding that after the meeting, both leaders left the office very satisfied and went to drink tea in a more relaxed atmosphere. The reasons for such meticulous attention to cleaning by North Korean personnel have not been given. At the same time, some genetic experts suggest that such measures may be related to fears of a leak of biological samples, which could potentially allow information to be collected about the health of world leaders, writes CNN.